First, though, our top story. Lawyers asking for a new trial for convicted axe murderer Christopher Porco.
He was convicted in 2006 of the gruesome murder of his father and for trying to kill his mother inside their Del Mar home. Porco, though, has always maintained his innocence.
And now we wait for a decision on whether he will get a new day in court. Joining us to talk about the case is Carr from the Tully Rinckey law firm in Albany. Now, Tom, the appeal is being heard in Brooklyn because Peter Porco was a law clerk in the appellate division here in Albany, and you worked as a prosecutor in Brooklyn. Can you take us behind the scenes and describe for us what it's like arguing an appeal versus the regular jury trial most people are familiar with?
Yes, it's a very different process. You're not cross-examining witnesses, you're not introducing evidence. The appeal is based on what happened at the trial itself. So they're going to be looking at transcripts of the arguments, transcripts of the examination and cross-examinations, and really it's more arguing legal points. The original trial is about facts. You know, did the defendant commit the offense that he's charged with? An appeal is more about legalities. Was the trial conducted in accordance with the legal requirements that the law sets forth?
And Tom, defense attorney Terry Kinlan is arguing that part of the evidence, the nod by Chris Porco's mother when police asked her if Chris had done this to her, should never have been included. And the judges seem to focus on that today. What do you read into that? How likely is it that Porco will win the appeal?
Well, basically, what Terry is trying to do is he's trying to twist the facts of a Supreme Court case, a U.S. Supreme Court case that came down in 2006, to fit the facts of this case. That's what attorneys do. Basically, that case said that if someone makes a statement against you, that you have a right to confront that witness at trial and cross-examine them. Now, the prosecution's argument to that is that Joan Porco was available, that Terry Kinlan chose not to cross-examine her, and by choosing not to cross-examine her, he waived his right to cross-examine her on that point. So I think that the defense probably has a stronger case on this point.
How often, can you put this into perspective for us, how often are cases like this overturned at appeal?
Well, appellate courts are reluctant to overturn a jury verdict. As long as everything went pretty much within the norms of a jury trial, obviously if there's something egregious or if there's something that they feel that was a key fact that was not done properly, then they will overturn it. But in the vast majority of cases, the appellate courts are very reluctant to overturn a jury decision.
And Tom, what's the timeline here that we're talking about? How soon could we get a decision here?
Well, because it's down to the 2nd Department in Brooklyn, they've got a much bigger workload than the 3rd Department would up here. So we're looking at probably months at least before we get a decision from the 2nd Department as to this appeal.
Carr, thank you very much from the Albany law firm Tully Rinckey. Thank you so much for joining us today on the day of the arguments in the appeal of Christopher Porco's trial. Thank you so much.